Hey guys, it's Thelms. Welcome back to my channel. I am so sorry for not being able to upload any content within the past couple of weeks, probably month. Yeah. Like I stated in the first semester video, summer semester is probably on the same like playing field with that. And it's, I would say, not just for me. I would say for the people who have been going straight from spring semester to summer semester, it's pretty rough. And I'm talking about people who are spring admission, like spring first semester people, because yeah, probably actually for everybody, because at Hopkins, when you go from spring semester to summer semester, you only have 1 week of a break. So that's pretty rough for them. And then as well as for me, coming straight from medical leave, going into summer semester, it's been a while of me being away from medical content, nursing content. So yeah, I had to kind of get reacclimated with all the nursing content and nursing information. And I'm like, do I know any of this again? And kind of having to relearn everything. And I needed all the help of like professors who are really, really helpful and all of that stuff, and previous classmates who are really, really sweethearts. So no YouTube back burner. So yeah. And yeah, and this video has been, whoa, like it's long awaited and needed. And I've had to like rethink and reevaluate if I was going to make it, because I had a non-traditional application process. So if you guys are interested, and I know you guys are interested in learning more about applying to Hopkins Master Entry into Nursing program, as well as possibly other Master Entry into Nursing programs, stay tuned. So to start this video off, I'm going to say that I had a unique experience. And if I'm looking down, I'm looking at notes. I had a very unique experience applying to the Master Entry program. And I say this because I was waitlisted. And I mean, do with that what you will. A lot of people don't talk about that. They don't talk about being waitlisted, getting into nursing school, medical school, PA school, like everybody, law school too. Like everybody just, they just get there, and everybody, let me not call you people posers. You know what? Let me just be honest. Everybody just acts as if they were all accepted, in the normal period in time, right? And, I guess I don't know if it's in, like, I don't know, however it makes people feel or whatever, but nobody's out in the open about it. But, it doesn't matter because everyone's accepted or whatever. But I was honest. When I talk to people who are like friends and everything, and we're in close gatherings, even with like the clinical group, when everybody talked about, because, our clinical instructors would like ask people to talk about their experience and how they came into being accepted here and everything. I was honest. I was waitlisted. And so my application story is not the same. And that's why I was holding off on making this video, because I think a lot of people like don't understand, like it's not typical. And everyone else that I met at Hopkins was either talking about early admission and accepted students day, or I met people who were like, honest and talked about, I was accepted late. So, it's not the typical story. But, if you guys want to stop watching here, it's fine, But if you guys really want to understand what makes the difference on you getting in here and even being taken off the wait list, keep watching, guys. I will tell you. And also, I'm going to let you guys know that it's not the stats. And I know like a lot of you guys are not going to believe me. It's not the stats. And I'm not saying that stats aren't important. Stats are important. But what I'm going to let you know is that everybody here, for the most part at Hopkins, I want to say like 95 to probably 97%. Again, I'm not the admissions committee. I can't guarantee that if you guys have or don't have whatever is going to let you guys in or not let you guys in. But I'm going to, go off of my, ideas that majority of the people here have the grades. But what makes the difference is your personal statement and your letters of recommendation. And because what I did notice amongst the people, at least who I was close to and the people who were genuinely honest, was that they all had unique stories. From people experiencing abuse and rising above adversity, people who went across the front lines in adverse situations, people who stood up against injustices, people who have unique experiences. And that's what makes all the difference. And while I'm here at Hopkins, what they will continue to repeat and what our dean continues to, echo in her messages is, that people here at Hopkins are unique in the fact that Hopkins nurses are people who, are trendsetters, and I think that's kind of what they're looking for. And when I say like what made all the difference in me being taken off that wait list is that, it's the letters of recommendation. And guys, it's like a lot of people when they're doing their application process, they're like, oh, I'm gonna just get a teacher to write my letter of recommendation that, I got an A in their class or whatever. Guys, a lot of people have messaged me, emailed me, asking, oh, what should I do? What should I do to stand out? Guys, I'm telling you right now, this is what makes all the difference. I had an individual who literally at one of the institutions at Kennedy Krieger was a director. And when I mean she wrote the recommendation letter, it's not like she wrote a generic statement. She knew me personally. She knew things that I've gone through. She knew how I rose amongst like trials and tribulations. She knows my personal story. She's known how, like, if not for me fighting against certain things, I would not be here today. And another person who wrote my recommendation letter is an instructor at the institution that I'm currently attending. And I knew her prior to coming. Things like that. But she knew my personal story. So things like that, it's like, you have to make sure that your personal statements and your letters of recommendation are personal. It's not just generic, let me just get it out of the way. And I feel like a lot of people are getting so caught up on the stats. It's not just about the stats. Like, at this point, if you're going to professional school, a lot of people have the grades. But who are you as a person? What's going to make them think about you after reading that essay, after reading that letter of recommendation, like, wait a second. No, that's not a regular person. That's not just another person who's here just to go to nursing school, just to have another thing on their resume, or just to get a job. Do you get what I'm trying to say? And for me, yeah, I had most of the grades, but one of my classes, because of a situation at school, because I was trying to join an organization, I had to retake. And that's probably why I had to get waitlisted. But because of my letters of recommendation, because of my personal statement, I didn't get denied, most likely. But you see what I'm saying, that you have to have those things that are deeper than grades to speak a greater story of yourself. But yeah, now we can get into, I guess, the stat part. Sorry for being a little too serious, but I know like a lot of people are like stats. But I'm trying to let you know, like when it comes to these institutions, like a bunch of people have the stats. This is the #1 master's nursing school in the country. And it's one of the top schools of nursing in the world. A lot of people have the grades. All right? Okay. So here are the tips that I'm going to give you guys when it comes to applying. So first, start planning early. So for me, I applied, I got into the school I got my acceptance in April 2019. So I officially submitted everything in October-ish. I got the receipt kind of that everything had been received, but I had started working on that application, like pre-planning, probably, I want to say July 2018, July 2018. So a year in advance. I know, excessive. But I knew that's what I wanted to do. I started planning well over a year in advance. Excessive, right? But that's what I did because I wanted to make sure that I was outlining stuff. And the people who I have to thank is my research program. They told us start planning in advance, right? So, and when I mean start planning in advance, have in mind who you want to ask for letters of recommendation. And when I mean I think you guys need to have 2, and they let you have 3. I got 3, and I'm grateful that I did. And when they say have 3, have 6. Have backups, because you never know what happens in life. You never know who might not be able to do it. And when you ask them to do it, I would ask them maybe 2-3 months in advance, because they have lives outside of writing you a letter of recommendation. And remember what I said, make sure these are people who know your personal story. They know everything, not everything about you, but they know what you had to do. They know what you had to go through to get to where you are today. They know you personally, right? Okay, second tip. If you're going to apply spring, set up nursing CAS account in the fall so that you can start on your writing prompts. I know. Crazy. I did that just so I could kind of see what's going on in there, so I can start seeing the prompts and stuff. Yeah, but that's what I did, because I didn't know if I was going to do fall or spring, because things happen. And remember to run your own race and don't compare yourself to other people. That's just how it is. And that's what I have for tips. So I know all you people out there are looking at the prerequisite portion of when it comes to applications. And for me, I took all of my prereqs at my undergraduate program at Morgan State. And for specifically at Hopkins, you have to take A&P, Human Growth and Development through the Lifespan, which is actually Psychology Part 2. And most schools require you to take Psych Part 1 in order for you to take this part. You need to take microbiology with the lab, and you need to take nutrition, and you need to take statistics, okay? And so for me, because all you people out there keep asking for stats, anatomy with the lab, because in some schools they separate the two of them. At my school at Morgan State, they had A&P together. They weren't separated, and they had A&P Part 1 and they had A&P Part 2. So in A&P Part 1, I had an A, and we didn't have a plus minus system. We just had A, B, C, D, F. I don't even think we had E's. At A&P Part 1, I had an A. In A&P Part 2, I did not do well. I was trying to join an organization, and I had to retake it, and I got a B the second time. With Human Growth and Development through the Lifespan, which is Psych 2 at Morgan, I got an A. In microbiology with the lab, I really don't remember. I couldn't access my, the nursing CAS account. I either got an A or a B. Nutrition, I know I got an A. A&P, I told y'all about that because on here it's physiology. And statistics, I got an A. I'm looking at this stuff. Also, the GRE is not required at Hopkins, but I took the GRE because it was required at it was required as a in my research program. We were required in our contracts to take the GRE, and I did take it and I did send it. I did not do exquisitely, crazily well, and I didn't really study. And but yeah, you guys aren't required to. And so yeah, and my GPA at Morgan when I graduated, I believe, was like a 3.3. So yeah. And I was doing research at Morgan. I was doing research with the School of Nursing at Hopkins. I did research with Kennedy Krieger Institute. So I had a pretty stacked resume. I also did research with the Texas State Department of Health Services in Austin. So I did a lot of stuff. So yeah, it was a bunch of different things. But again, I feel like you guys need to stop obsessing over stats, as in grades, and speak to your truth, and who you are as an individual. Why do you want to be a nurse? And why do you want to be here? And have people write recommendation letters, as in people who know who you are, and like your genuineness as an individual, and how it ties into your academics, or ties into your research, or ties into your community service, or ties into your essence as an individual. Because that's why I'm here. And it had nothing to do with my stats, because honestly, if it was based just off of like me having to retake a prerequisite, and like me having to transfer from another school to Morgan, because like I wouldn't be here. Okay, guys? So that's all I have to say. That's all I have to say. So that about wraps up the video. Thank you so much for watching, guys. I really, really hope this video was of some use to you guys. And please, please, please stop stressing about the stats, and really, really focus on the personal statements, the letters of recommendation, because that's what they're looking for. That's really, really what they're looking for. Yes, the stats are the baseline, but those things, those personal statements, those letters of recommendation speak to who you are as an individual. So yeah, hopefully you guys are having an amazing day, whatever point in time you happen to be watching this. And yeah, hopefully you guys stop by next time and check out more videos.
All of my nights ain't filled with moonlight. Sometimes I try but fail to do right. All of my life been trying to find light. With all of my love I shine divine light. Peace and love to everything that come my way. Still dreaming of a summer day. If the sun gon' shine, let it shine on me. Let it shine on me. If the sun gon' shine, let it shine on we. Let it shine on us. We gon'